I cannot believe I'm finally doing this. Hi, my name is Kailey Nicole, and welcome to, maybe I should give myself a little drum roll. Welcome to my vlog. This is something I've wanted to do for so long, and honestly, I was really scared to start. But like all scary things, at some point you just gotta go for it and get started. So let's do it. I'm getting ready today to head to the studio to start tracking 2 new songs. So I thought, what better time to introduce you guys and welcome you to the vlog. I'm so excited to be doing 2 new songs today here in Nashville, Tennessee. I love these songs, and it's just always the best day in the studio. So if you're watching this for the first time and you're like, who the heck is this girl? So fair. Welcome. My name is Kailey Nicole. I am a singer, songwriter, and actress. And my life, that sounded like so Disney Channel. And my life is crazy. What's that from? That's from something. I'll think of it. But my life is a little bit crazy, to be totally honest with you. And I started thinking that it would be so cool to get to show you guys more of the behind the scenes and working on all of these things and trying to get to my dreams. I am living the dream in other ways. Trying to get there versus just starting to let you guys in once I'm there. So here we go. Let's do it. My life looks crazy right now. So I split half of my time between Nashville, Tennessee, pursuing country music, and the other half of my time I spend in New York City pursuing musical theater. And it's such a dream come true. When I graduated college in 2019, I was so confused. I didn't know where I wanted to live because I felt a huge passion to live in both places. I felt really called to Nashville and I felt really called to New York City. And I felt called to country music and I felt called to musical theater. And that's really terrifying, to be totally honest with you, because both industries are so heavily reliant on networking, as many industries are, but networking and knowing people and being here. And it felt really intimidating to be really drawn to 2 things in such different places. And I didn't know where to start. And over the last, oh my gosh, what year is it? Over the last 6 years since I graduated college. That's a terrifying sentence. I probably will never be saying that again. Since I graduated college, I feel each year has revved up a little bit more to open a door in whichever city I wasn't in, to escalate it to this point where I'm able to go back and forth between the 2. It also helps, as side like personal life tidbit about me, my boyfriend lives in New York City. So that makes things so much easier. And I remember when we first started dating and he told me he was wanting to move to New York City, I was like, that's actually perfect. But of course I was also very scared at the start of things, but it's been awesome. So taking you back a little bit about me and my past, I have been in the entertainment industry to some extent since I was 7 years old. Working professionally since I was 9. So that's about 20 years, that is 20 years in the entertainment industry, which is just crazy. There are some moments where I think that or say that and I go, that can't be right. My math is wrong. My math is right. And that's come with, to be honest with you, that's come with a few little lulls I took for college years. I did pull back a little bit and focused a little bit more on just being in college and getting a degree and all that sort of stuff, because I hadn't really done that yet. I had been homeschooled since 4th grade at that point. So I felt like I hadn't had this sense of normalcy in my life. So when the time came for college, I was like, you know what? Actually, we're just gonna mainly focus on college. Oh, we've got a friend asking to join us. Oh, come here. Oh, look who it is. And this is Benny. terrified right now. This is Benny. This is my ride or die. Benny comes with me everywhere. He's napping right now, so he's just gonna sit on my nap and sit on my lap and nap while I talk, which is 98% of his day, quite honestly. Actually, almost out of foundation, I am realizing making this video. So anyway, I took a bit of a break for college. I was still in acting classes, but just pulled back a little bit from auditioning unless the project was really right. But the truth is, I needed that break. So if you've seen my videos before, you've probably heard me touch on this. And if you haven't seen me before, hi, how are you? But I will touch on this for you to give you a debrief. So acting as a child actor comes with many challenges, as we've heard so many people step out and talk about, whether it's Allison Stoner or Raven Simone. We've had a lot of really brave people talk about what being a child actor looks like and what it can do. And I think we've seen it in the public eye. We've seen a lot of people have a rough time with that. So one of the things for me that became really difficult was going into auditions where you are put under a microscope from every single aspect. At least this is how it felt to me as a kid also. There are some incredible casting directors and producers out there, so this is not a blanket statement. This is a little bit more of what my perception at the time was and as a kid. I felt like I was under a microscope going into the room. It felt like every time I would get feedback, it would be that like I was great and I was talented, but I wasn't pretty enough or I wasn't thin enough. And that really got in my head as the years... What happened, Ben? You okay? Oh my gosh, you okay? That really got in my head as the years went on and started turning into body dysmorphia and an eating disorder. Sorry, trigger warning for that, but we won't talk about anything further than that, just so you know. That's just a little bit of my past and what I've been through. I'm okay now. And eventually it led to having full-blown panic attacks going into the audition room, which anyone in acting musical theater will tell you that is the job. Auditioning is the job really the whole time, but that's really such a huge part of the job, and it felt like I couldn't do that part of the job anymore. And I had this moment where I just broke down and I knew that I had to quit. I knew that I had to step away from it all or I would never be able to do it again. And I'm so thankful for that, my goodness, like insane wisdom at 16, 17 years old to put something down before it went any further, because I think I was right. I think if I hadn't done that then, I would not be where I'm at today, loving auditioning and seeing it as an opportunity to do my job and have fun and perform. I wouldn't be here. So I have so much love for 17-year-old Kailey, and if I could give her the biggest hug, I so would. And in that time, actually a little prior to that time, I was starting to experiment with writing songs. On the side, scenes of auditioning, something you've maybe also heard a bit about auditioning in the entertainment world is a lot of things move in waves. So there can be a lot of lulls. You've got pilot season, episodic season, and then sometimes you go a couple months with nothing. So in that lull, I was writing songs and starting to experiment with being a songwriter. Found my way to country music because of my grandma. So my grandma grew up in London, Kentucky, not London, England. I know it sounds like it, which is just a very tiny little town. And my grandma, she doesn't love when I tell this story, but it'll be our little secret. My grandma paid her way through nursing school by singing country songs at different bars, and she happened to look a lot like Connie Francis. So the club owners would say that it was Connie Francis singing. So anyway, I grew up, my mom worked for some of my younger years And my grandma picked me up from school every day. So every time I would get in the car, she would have on Connie Francis, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, all that sort of music. So I really grew up around a lot of that. And then my mom was a huge Shania Twain fan. So it was like anytime I was in the car, I was hearing some form of country music, whether it was the more old school from my grandma or my mom giving me that Shania Twain little flair, pop, a little more pop scene of country music going on early 2000s. So I started experimenting with songwriting and I found my way in country music. I went to the University of Southern California. I was originally submitted as a theater major, and as you can probably catch on from the dilemma I was having around 17, I did not stay in my theater major. I transferred to the music industry program, which I'm also very grateful I did that. I think I've heard so many wonderful and incredible things about the USC theater program, and I'm sure I would have loved my time there, but I do think that's what was best for me, to just take a full backbeat on it and set it down. I completed a semester in the theater school and everyone was so sweet and so incredible. I try not to have any regrets. I trust 16, 17-year-old Kailey. That was truly the best decision at the time. So I ended up, what I did study was music industry, which I did love. It was so challenging and so great to learn so many different aspects of the industry that I didn't understand at that point in time. I absolutely loved it. And the way our program was set up, all of your requirements created an overview in the music industry. So everyone had to take a PR class, everyone had to take a touring class, everyone had to take a law class, everyone had to take a, what am I not thinking of, an A&R? Like, you had to just take everything and then you could customize the major based on what you love. So then if you loved music PR, there were a bunch more electives that you could take to fill that and tailor your major to be a music industry, almost PR major, which was so cool. And I ended up being, I am not Little Miss Lawyer, don't let this mistake you, but I was the most fascinated with law classes and reading the contracts. So I took a lot of the law classes. One of my favorite classes I love to talk about to this day was our live music and safety class. And basically we spent each class learning, unfortunately, about different concert disasters and the different reasons they were caused, what maybe could have been avoided or what have you. And then by the end of the class, our final was to throw a concert. And our professors came and judged how we had maintained a safe event, how entertained everyone was, all that sort of stuff. It was such a fun class. My group, it was a group project, I wasn't on my own, but my group, we ended up getting our concert sponsored by Tinder, which was so fun. It was like, okay, we killed it. It was such a blast, and we had a really cool local USC artist did an art installation, and then we had a DJ pair his music with the art installation. Awesome event. Like, I am so proud of that event. I think we all are that ended that, but there were so many incredible professors and amazing teachers in that program. I'm so grateful for that experience. I learned so much. And especially taking that and turning into being an independent artist, oh my gosh, it's just, there's always so much to learn, and trust me, every day in this industry, I'm learning something new. But that foundation I got from that major has been so huge. And on a personal level, I think I really needed that time to just be like a kid in college a little bit. Because bear in mind, homeschooled since 4th grade. So I had never gone to prom. I had never gone to a Friday night football game or anything like that. So going to USC, turning around and getting that experience, it's just what I needed. But by the time I graduated, I was feeling the theater itch again, but then really loving music and releasing songs at that point in time. And I was really torn. I was like, do I go to New York City? Do I go to Nashville? What do I do? So I ended up going to Nashville, mostly because it was less expensive to live here. And decided, it was like New York City is an 1.5-hour flight, so I can fly back and forth when I need to, and was really grateful in that kind of first year out of college, 2019 to like early 2020. I had so many friends that lived in New York City, so many kind friends that would let me crash on their couch and come to town and go to auditions and take dance classes and things like that. So I did that for a few years, and then we all know the little funny thing that happened in 2020 kind of put a halt to all that. But it's been so fun this last almost 2 years to be back in New York City. I'm in New York every 2 weeks, in Nashville every 2 weeks. So it's been so much fun to spend time in New York and go to dance classes, meet people, go to auditions. I love it so much. The city is so vibrant and full of so many talented people. I just thrive off of it. And same with Nashville. But I just wanted to show you guys what that looks like and what these weeks look like, because sometimes this is definitely a crazier week. So today we're in the studio, first pre-production meeting. We're gonna be tracking out 2 songs, and then I'll go back in a couple days to do vocals. And then on Saturday, I'm shooting that photo covers for both of these songs I'm recording. So that'll be exciting. We've got a crazy week ahead of us. And part of this week started in New York City, so you guys are gonna see that too, while I take you through all of that, of what some of my days there look like as well. I think sometimes it gets so easy to focus on, especially as creatives, when we have these really big dreams, it gets so easy to forget I prayed for and believed in these days too. When I was going to the recording studio, was in dance class and all these different things. These are days that I couldn't wait to come when I was younger, and I feel very fortunate to be here. But I want to show you guys the before a little bit, I guess is maybe a good way to put it. Before standing on, I guess, the mountaintop, if you will, and hopefully we can get there together. And then one day these vlogs will show you what it's like living in it. But right now, this is what it's like doing this is a week in a life of the independent artist, which is just a different experience. It's very different. I'm excited. I feel so fortunate. Oh, the other fun thing that's going on this week, you guys will see, I am moving. I have had the sweetest, I'm gonna tear up, and I won't do that right now while I'm just doing my makeup. But I've made the sweetest, most incredible memories in this sweet apartment. But it's time to let it go. And it's time to let someone else have her. But it's been so sweet. So you guys will also probably see some packing. God, I have a crazy week. I actually didn't really think about it now until I'm telling you guys about it. Okay, here we freaking go. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna do great. Everything's gonna be spectacular. I just know it because you guys are along with me. So everything's gonna be perfect. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for my makeup for the studio, but oh, sorry, ignore my eyeshadow. All right, let's go, let's do it. This is me in dance class. Oh yeah, get it, girl. And then I picked up this little tiny boy and we were off. It's really just me and a 10-pound Yorkie against the world. And then I landed and got my hair cut. It looks so good. Saturday had a photo shoot. It's the first look. We did 2 looks, and oh no, that's not it. That's my cozy look. Oh, let's see what this girl has to say. It should be good. The photo shoot for my next singles. So excited. All done. It's Saturday. Now it's time to just hang out with some friends. And this is the most important key to a photo shoot, guys. Pack your sweats. Just go home and comfy clothes. And out the girls went. It was my friend's birthday, so of course she had to take one of these juice things. A moment for the friend group. We are killing it. And we are in the studio. This day is so fun. So this is tracking day. And they're all in separate rooms recording. Then the next day I was moving and I forgot to film anything. But here's a fun video today. And then we're back in the studio. Today's, me trying to be an influencer and falling. Take the ring you gave
and throw it in the trash.
Ooh, how was that for a little jump scare BTS for you guys? So this is what it sounds like. So she sits after we finish the whole song and goes phrase by phrase and creates a line that she loves listening to. And I just sit back and wait in case I gotta redo anything and we didn't get it. And here's a full take. So that was playing in my ear. So look at all these sneak peeks here. Oh, and me and my peppermint tea. Duh. And that's the end of my studio job. And then the next day, I was babysitting. It's my mom's dog Bax, of course, Benny. And Mr. Blue was there too. And then we are on the move. We're back in New York City on the self-tape grind. Yeah, she's 5'2". And of course, I had to put my boyfriend in the hot seat. And that's it. Thanks for watching.